Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator. How are you today? I like to tell my first timers just a little bit. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. And I describe the picture that they show the best I can to get their point across. They never waste a message. So if they never waste their energy, there's always a reason. So if you don't understand it now, you'll remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later. Like, oh, I know what she's talking about. People do. Um, I let them run the show. This is their show. Um, they don't always tell us what we want to hear. They tell us what we need to hear, and they know better than we do what we need to hear. So they keep giving me names. We stink at names. I don't know what the deal is, but that's probably my biggest hang up is we don't get names exact. So if I say John, it will at least be a male with a J or a J-O name. So don't hold those names exactly. Used to give an exact, get them exact, don't anymore. Don't know why. But anyway, just that's my disclaimer. Fair warning. Just in case, because they keep throwing them out there anyway. Anyway, um, so I love talking to Brandon. He's such a character. But right now, let's see if I get through this. Right now, Brandon is bowing. He's bowing down and with a great deal of respect. He's motioning. Let me see if I can do it how he's doing it. He's bowing down and he's going like this. Because he's letting your dad step through first. Because as I started to do this reading yesterday, just from Brandon, I kept seeing somebody else stepping forward and stepping forward. So I never, ever, ever creep anybody's Facebook page or ask anybody questions. The less I know, the better off the reading is. But I actually got a hold of Chelsea and asked her who your dad was because I thought, I know this guy. And I wanted to be sure because I met you guys when you were little bitty. Well, little bitty, about the time that your dad left. I knew your mom. I met you guys, and I knew Wayne very well. And so I thought it was him, and I wasn't sure he was your dad. So I did ask Chelsea, is that his dad? And she said yes. I said, okay, this makes sense now. And Brandon's stepping aside for a minute. He'll be back to let your dad step through. So I told Chelsea I'm going to do two of them in one. And your dad's standing right over here. He walks up and he's very solemn. And he says, I'm sorry. Shouldn't have done what I did. I know you hold deep anger, still a lot of grief. You have some rage towards me. And he said, for that, I am sorry that I did that to you. He's actually asking for your forgiveness, and it's not for his soul, it's for yours. He says, you need to let go of the guilt. So whatever guilt you're holding with this, he's asking you to let go of it. I haven't seen this game in a while. He's shown me sitting on the floor with you when you were little playing tiddlywinks. Jesus, tiddlywinks. You flip the little things on the floor or something, try to make them pop up in. I don't remember how to play tiddlywinks. He's got tiddlywinks. You, you don't remember what tiddlywinks are because nobody plays them anymore. You might have to Google a picture of them. But he's showing sitting on the floor with you playing that game. You're pretty small, so hopefully, I always ask them, please don't show things that they were too young that they won't remember it. I mean, you're not going to remember if you were 1 year old most of the time. Things that happen. So hopefully this is a memory. And he's showing me, he's laughing as he's playing it, and you're getting, it looks like you're getting pissed off because you can't get it to do it the right way. And you're just like, you're pretty small though. It's like you're going to throw a tantrum because I can't do it, Dad. And he's laughing. Okay, now he's going back to it. He says, just things going on hurt too much. He said he took the chicken way out. He didn't realize that he was going to hurt you boys more than what he hurt. He didn't realize he was going to make you boys hurt more than the pain that he felt at that time. If he had thought about that part of it, he wouldn't have done it. Because his pain was so intense, he didn't realize it was going to be worse pain for you guys. Something just clicked that day. Because like that, something just... And I know it was on Thanksgiving. Like I said, he was a friend of mine. He even tried to teach me how to shoot blue rock. It didn't work. I suck at it. He gave up on me. And I'm not sure what he means. And they don't give me all the details. They give me just, because the details are none of my business. They just give me enough so that I can say something so you know what he's talking about. But he's talking about something coming in twos and threes. Not sure what he's talking about. Coming in twos doesn't need to be threes. Only twos, not threes. I don't know what he's talking about, so I hope it's something you understand. And he wouldn't say it if you weren't going to understand or figure it out. He is extremely proud of you. He's extremely proud of you for what you've overcome, for what you're doing with your life. He knows you struggled. You've heard him. You may not have realized it was him. You've heard him. Or you dreamed about him saying, I'm proud of you, son. Or he's not saying, he mentioned it, kind of showed a dream. I'm proud of you, son. I'm proud of you, son, he keeps saying. I think you've heard him, though. You may not have realized that you heard him, or you may have thought you dreamed it. Like, you'll hear it in one ear. Sometimes I don't know how you'll receive the energy. And it's hard to explain to somebody that hasn't been around this kind of stuff. You might hear a ringing in one ear. I've got tinnitus, which is out of control right now. That's both ears. It'll be one ear. It depends on how his energy connects with you. It could be a ringing, it could be a low hum, but it will only be one ear. Or you could have heard him pss, 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 or muttering, like mumbling. He said you still heard the word proud. You heard the word proud. So he's been trying to tell you that. And I always tell people sometimes you hear it, but you don't hear with these ears. You hear with these ears. You have ears up here that it's telepathic. So the next time you hear that, because he's not going to stop saying it, um, acknowledge him. Tell him, thank you, Dad. I love you. Please bring me more signs or whatever. And he's showing a big feather. Feathers are universal signs. Everybody gets them from their loved ones and angels. But he's showing this huge feather, and he's talking about a turkey feather. So he's mentioning a particular feather, and it's just floating down. It's going like this. So it may not be that you will actually see the feather do that, but he's making a big point of showing me this feather floating down like this. You'll find them in the weirdest places. Sure, if you go outside and you sit under a tree, there's probably been a bird sitting there, but it's it's the weird ones. I found one laying on my kitchen, a little teeny tiny. Was it in a cup? It was in something just the other day in my kitchen. I don't know where it came from. I can walk through my house 10 times and all of a sudden I sit down and be one stuck in my slipper. I don't know where it came from. Uh, those are the kind of feathers that are a big sign. You might be walking along outside and heading up some steps, is what he's showing me, and there'll be a feather just laying right there on the step. Even though there's birds flying over, it doesn't matter. And it'll be repeated, repeated, repeated. It's the repetitive things that are big signs. So he's making a big deal out of it. He's talking. It's like he's got a big rock and it hits you on the head. I don't know if he's thumping you on the head so hard, trying to get your attention. Oh, I don't know what he means by this. Or if you've literally hit your head on a rock. A lot of times this stuff is real cryptic. He says, once again, he says he's very proud of you. He wants you to let go of the guilt. Whatever the guilt is that you're hanging on to associated with him or his passing, he wants you to let go of it. He said it's holding you down. It's holding you down like a ball and chain. And he can help you with that asking. I promise you 1,000% he can hear you. He can see you. He, and he's ready to help you, but you have to allow him to help you because we have free will choice. We can tell him to back off, or we can ask them for help and allow the things that they can put in front of us to help us along the way. And he wants to help you let go of this guilt. And he can honestly do that. He said he's a little more worried about your brother. That he's proud of you. And he wants to thank you for being his son. And with that, he's going to step back and let Brandon come bouncing through. Oh my gosh, I love him. I didn't know I was going to make it through Wayne without crying, though. I love Dwayne. Brandon comes bouncing through, go, what up, man? What up? Oh, he cracks me up. Ah, shooting pool. Did you guys used to shoot pool together? He's He's shooting some pool. Uh-oh. Let's see. Why is he smacking his pool stick on the table? Looks like he's getting, yeah, I think he's getting a little angry, pissed off. Did he threaten you with a pool stick? Or you were with him when he threatened somebody with a pool stick? Because he's hitting the pool stick on the edge of the table, and then he holds it up like he's point like he's threatening somebody with it. He says that was a great night. I don't know what you guys were doing. Okay. He wants you to listen to Brent's song. He wants you to listen to it more than once. He wants you to hear that pain. He wants you to know. He says you already know. You already know the pain that's left behind when somebody does this. You already know that pain. Don't create that same pain for somebody else. Brandon said it's not the right thing to do. It's not. I've done dozens and dozens of readings for somebody who has left the way Brandon did. And in my experience, not one has said they are glad they did it. Not one. Are they happy? Are they healthy? Yes. They regret to the bottom of their soul that they did it. We're here to learn lessons. Doing that, you're leaving before you finished what you came here to do. Even though if you don't realize it, every single person has come here to do and learn something. When you leave that way, oh, now my Bob's chiming in. My Bob killed himself. So I am kind of, I don't want to say attracted. Attracted isn't the right word, but they are attracted to me, I guess, because I understand, because I've been through it. There's something every single person is here to learn and do. And when you leave that way, you have not finished your lessons. You have not. So you still have to learn it even up there. So whatever they all try to escape from, they don't escape from it. They still have to learn these lessons. And you don't want to have to come back. I do believe in past lives. I do believe we come down here way more than once, and we will come back and repeat it. So leaving this way doesn't get you out of the lesson. I don't know, Brandon wanted me to preach to you for some reason. And my Bob says to hang tough too. So anyway, oh, Brandon goes back to the song. He wants you to listen to that. He wants you to hear Brent's pain. And Brandon's talking about a dog and pony show, but I don't think he means an actual dog and pony show. I think he's being funny about something. Hopefully you catch on to what he means. He's showing himself. Okay, so maybe you guys did this. I don't know if you're related to him or how long you've known him, but I think it's you. I don't know what you look like because I don't creep anybody's Facebook. On your hands and knees on the floor, like, and he's sitting on top of you like riding a horse, whipping you on the ass, going, come on, get up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go. And you buck him off. So I don't know if this was a drinking thing or if you guys did this when you were kids. Oh, he's so funny. Okay, he's talking. I always ask them to leave unique signs to their loved ones, something different besides the coins and the cardinals and the butterflies and stuff. He's talking about a hum, and of course I've got this tinnitus; it's killing me. Um, he's talking about you hear a hum or a buzzing or a something, some kind of annoying little sound that you hear every so often. You can hear it in your car, in Walmart, in your home, outside. Doesn't matter where you hear it. So I don't. What kind of a buzz? Now show me a buzz saw. It's some kind of a bzzz. So when you hear this noise, that's him messing with you. So acknowledge him. Say, Brandon, I know that's you. I love you. Ornery little critter. Tell him you love him, asking for more signs. He will bring you more. And so will your dad. Ask them to. Promise you, ask them to. And you'll get the hang of it once you start realizing what those things are. Brandon appreciates you being a form of support for his family. He appreciates you being a shoulder that a couple of them have leaned on. He appreciates you stepping forward and helping them. Because you're like me, you know their pain. That's coming from me. You're like me. We understand because we've been through it. He says no news is good news. Don't know what he means. And Kenny goes, "What up? What up, man?" As he slams a beer. Chugs, I should say chugs maybe. He's slamming one. Oh, shotgunning a beer. Now he's shotgunning it. Hang tight, bro. Life does get better. I wasn't smart enough to realize that. He says those crazy little squirrels that go around in your head, you need to look over here, and I don't know where over here he means, because there's something much more important that you need to concentrate on. Somebody's. There's some other people that you need to concentrate on instead of the squirrels in your head. The bats in your belfry, he says. He's saying, don't let the squirrels make a nest in your head. And he's actually showing me like squirrels inside of a head, and there's a little nest. Don't let the squirrels make a nest in your head. Let it let it go and own. Let us own what we did. It's not yours. It's not up to you. He's a pretty smart feller. He knows I love him. And he just came over and put his arm around my shoulder and said he loves me too. I'm supposed to kick somebody in the ass? You're going to kick somebody. I don't know who he's talking about, which one of us he's talking about kicking. Kind of gives this side, like his legs are here, kind of gives this sideways kick, kind of across the legs into the ass, somebody's ass. So you're probably going to feel that. And it probably, and I'll say probably, won't feel like an actual boot in your butt, but you'll feel a little. I actually asked Bob to do that one day when I was out. I said, I dare you. And I actually watched one of his brothers. Turn around. And there was nobody there. Like he was looking, like he felt it. So you'll feel it. It just might be real slight. I know he's pretty good, so you might feel a pretty good thump in the butt. And he's laughing hysterically. He says you're like a brother. He says, don't mourn for me, live for me. Now he's bouncing around all over the place. He's always lively. I love his energy. All right, he says, and you may not do this physically, but he says when you're like down on your hands and knees and you just want to beat the shit out of the floor, you want to bang your head on the floor. When you get to that point, you have all that anger and rage and you want to scream and you just want to beat the shit out of the floor. Call on him. Call on him and then be open to whatever happens around you at that time. Whatever you hear, see, feel, you might feel the boot in the butt then. And he's almost screaming, call on me, and I'll be there. He's there anyway, but so even if you don't physically get in that position and do that, the feeling of that, the mood of that, the intense rage and anger and wanting to scream and bawl and carry on, we do it. He wants you to call on him. He says that's what brothers do. And then you'll be amazed at what, even if it's just a little thing, you'll be amazed. Once again, he says, live for me. Don't do as I've done, do as I say. And again, what up? He can just keep, what up? All right, I don't know what he's chugging now. What is it? He's got something up that he's chugging, but it's not a glass. It's more like a Tupperware thing or something. And it seems like there's cereal in it. Did he used to eat all the cereal in front of you and hog it? He's being funny again. He said he loves you more than you know. Nope, you couldn't have stopped me. Nope, it was all in me, he says. It's all in me. You couldn't have done anything. You've all tried. So you need to let that go. Now he's climbing a rope. he never I don't think I'll ever be surprised at anything he does. He's climbing a rope. He looks like he's gonna swing out in some water and drop. You know, like at a ropes up in the tree, you know, and you swing off the bank and then you in like a creek or something. It says great view from up here. He says, okay, I'm going to keep climbing. I'm going to climb up. He's leaving. Okay, so he's going up. He's leaving, and your dad's still been standing here, and he's stepping forward as he's going to go by and leave. And he says, say it again. Don't forget that I love you. Um, I know you think that I didn't love you enough because of the way I left, but that's not true. It's a special bond. We still have it, but you have to let go of the anger to allow it. Please be kind to yourself. And then Wayne comes over and he puts his hand, his left, this is my right shoulder. But he comes over and he puts his hand as he's standing and kind of pushes like he's leaning. He's pushing on my shoulder and leaning on it, kind of pushing so I can feel the pressure. So you're going to feel that too. And like I said, I don't know how you will feel the energy, but it will be more like you could feel like it could feel like really hot there. You could just feel a little pressure, like a balloon, or little something like just pressure pushing on it. It could be tingly. Usually when they, you know, they're maybe they quit doing it, but they usually make my head. They make I'm muttering. Sorry. Usually the energy makes my head itch, like bugs crawling. So it could feel like a big itch. I'm not sure how you will feel it, but it's usually a warmth or a tingling or pressure. He said he's right beside you and always has been. You're just not allowing it because of your anger. He wants you to let him have that. And even if you visualize a box in your hand and you put it in your hand, you put that anger or whatever, guilt or whatever it is you got and hand it to him, you'd be surprised how that will release a big burden. It truly will work if you allow it. And he's wanting you to give it back to him because it belongs to him, not you. And with that, he's walking off. Oh, now he's making fun of me. He's got a shotgun in his hands going, ha, I can hit him, you can't. I hated going blue rock shooting. I suck. He was an expert marksman. I loved watching him shoot. Okay, they're both leaving. So, since since he kept stepping forward when I tried to do this, and I don't know why I waited, because she paid for this a long time ago, and I just kept feeling like it wasn't the time, wasn't the time. Just and and I kept looking at it, and I thought, okay, what's up? So then your dad stepped forward, so I thought, okay, here we go. I'm just going to do both. So here's Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. Here's a present for you, from me to you, because I love Wayne. So if you have any questions, let me know, or have Chelsea let me know. However you want to do it. Much love you. Go listen to that song too. See you later. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator. Happy New Year to you.